Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to talk about Windows Terminal customization, how to make Windows Terminal look really beautiful. Myself Mohammad Zubair and this channel is all about showing you how to become a highly paid IT pro really fast. So without any further ado, let's get started. First of all, we'll install terminal into our Windows 10. So I'll open my Microsoft Store and in here we'll look for terminal. Basically we have two options available that we should go for. First one is Windows Terminal and the second one is Windows Terminal Preview. You can go for any one. I'll go for the first one. So let's just click on it and from here just need to click on Get button. And it will download and install Windows Terminal into my Windows 10. So let the process get completed and then we'll move ahead. We are done here with the download of our Windows Terminal and now I'll also show you that how you can download Ubuntu, because I'll also show you Windows subsystem for Linux and its bash. So for that I'll just search for Ubuntu, hit enter, and from here you have several options to download Ubuntu. Follow the same process that you have done for Windows Terminal and you'll be able to download Ubuntu into your system. So we are done with the download and installation of Ubuntu and Windows Terminal and now let's get out of it. And now let's search for terminal. Here it is. Let's just open this one. And now if you see, we have PowerShell opened up by default. And here we have a drop down arrow. If you just click on it, you can open PowerShell from here, command prompt from here, Azure Cloud Shell from here, or you can also go for Ubuntu. So let's go for Ubuntu and let's see how does it look like. Now you can see it has opened the terminal for Ubuntu operating system. Earlier, if I search for my command prompt into my system, it would have opened command prompt only. And from here, I cannot open PowerShell or Ubuntu. But with the help of this Windows terminal that we have downloaded, we can open anything that is available into our system. So we are done with the first step. Now let's see what do we have to do next. Okay, if you just click on this drop down arrow, here we have an option that says settings. Just click on it and it will open a prompt like this. From here we have an option that says open JSON file. We'll just click on it and it will open a JSON file into a text editor. I have Visual Studio Code installed into my system, that is why this file got opened into this one. Okay, in this particular file, we'll add some of the codes to customize, or you can say configure our terminal. First of all, I'll look for a code that says defaults. Here it is. In this particular line, we'll add different profiles, or you can say we'll add different configuration line. So let's just enter into this one and let's configure it. First of all, I want to have a color scheme. Here it is. And I want to have Dracula for that. So I'll simply write here Dracula. So as we have mentioned Dracula in here, we also have to include it into our code. So how can we do that? Well, we will simply go to the website of Dracula. Here is the official website of Dracula theme. It will look like this. From here, you just need to copy this code that says schemes, and then we have some of the code in here. I'll simply copy this one. Let's go back to our Visual Studio Code and here let's look for schemes. I'll just scroll down and here it says schemes. So we'll select everything from here and I'll remove everything. And now we need to paste the code that we have copied for Dracula. Here we have an error and it is because we have missed comma from here. And now you see we do not have any error. Let's go up and now you see Dracula have been included into our profile. Let's save this code and down here if you see we have list. This list contains all the shells that we have available into our Windows terminal. First one is PowerShell, then we have command prompt, then we have Windows terminal as subsystem for Linux, and then we have Azure and you have Ubuntu here as well. You can change these things as well. For example, if you want to have a different name for your PowerShell, you can do so. You just need to add a line in here and you are good to go. So now we are done with this one and now let's open our terminal. Let me close my settings from here and now if you see we have successfully changed the background color, or you can say we have successfully implemented the dark theme onto our Windows terminal. So we are done with the first thing. Okay, there is one more thing and that is if you want to go for something else in terms of applying theme, we have a lot of themes available. For example, if you head over to this website windowsterminalthemes.dev, you will get a lot of themes in here. Just click on this list and if you see here, we have a whole list of different themes that we can select. For example, if I go for Apple Classic, it will look like this. From here, you just need to click on Get Theme button and it will copy the code into your clipboard. Now let's just head back to your Visual Studio Code and scroll down. Under the schemes, you just need to enter this particular code. What I'll do, I'll just paste outside the Dracula, because this block of code belongs to Dracula, and outside of it we'll paste the other one for Apple that we have just copied. And now we have Apple Classic available as well. So in case if you want to implement or if you want to choose Apple Classic instead of Dracula, you just need to remove Dracula from here and replace it with Apple Classic. And you can go back to this website and you can select anyone as per your liking. So how easy it is. And now let's change the tab color for our Windows terminal as well. So for that purpose, I'll simply write here tab color, and here we have the IntelliSense. I'll just select this option. After that, I'll have a color as 282A36 and make sure to have hash sign before it. And here we have an error, and this is because we have to put comma in here. And now we are good to go. Let's save this one and let's go back to our terminal. And now if you see, the tab color has also been changed successfully. And next thing that I want to do is I want to use acrylic. So I'll just write here use acrylic, hit enter, and make sure to have its value as true. After that, we need to change or we need to set its opacity. So for that purpose, we simply need to write here acrylic opacity, here it is. And from here you can set any opacity as per your liking. I'll go for 0.7. After that, you just need to save your code. Let's go back to our terminal. And here if you see, now we have some kind of opacity, or you can see now we also can see a background from our terminal. If you just change the value for your opacity, let's go for 0.4 and let's save this one. And now if you see, now it has more opacity. Let's change this value one more time, and this time I'll go for 0.2. Let's save this one, and now we are good to go. So this is how you can apply the acrylic theme onto your terminal, and you can change the opacity as well. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to use a font. So for that purpose, I'll write here font, here it is, font face, and I'll go for Cacasdia code. So for that purpose, I will remove this value from here. I'll replace it with Cacasdia code, and now let's just save this one. And now you can see we have successfully implemented the new font onto our terminal. Let's change its font size. So for that purpose, I'll have a comma in here and I'll write here font size. You can have any value as per your liking. If I go for 20, let's save this. And now if you see, we have bigger fonts onto our terminal. So you can change the value as per your liking. I'll go back to 10. Let's save this one. And this is how it looks like. Other than Cacasdia code, you have a lot of other options that you can apply. For example, we have one font that is called as Tohama. Just write here Tohama, let's save this code. And just like Tohama, we have another font that we can use, and it is called as Agency space FB. So now let's save this and let's see how does it look like. And this is how it looks like. So it's all up to you that with which one you want to go. I'll go back with Cacasdia, so I'll just press Ctrl Z and we are good to go. Now let's save this. And here you can see the font have been changed. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to show you is that how you can change the titles for these tabs. So for that purpose, here if you see, we have list of different shells. Here I'll write tab title, and from here you can name your title anything. I'll go for skills build training PowerShell. Let's just save this one. And now if I open another instance of my Windows PowerShell, and for that purpose, either you can click on this plus icon or you can go from this drop down arrow. And here if you see, now it is called as skills build training PowerShell. So you can do the same for all other command lines as per your liking. Here it is for command prompt. Then we have Windows Terminal. Here we have Windows Terminal for Azure, and you can do so for the Ubuntu as well. So till now we are good. For the moment, I'll just close this particular Visual Studio Code instance, and now let's go back to our Windows Terminal. Here it is, and let's go to its setting this time. Here it is. And from here, select any profile as per your liking. As you can see, we have 5 of them available. I'll go for Windows PowerShell. And from here, you can do different things. For example, here you can have name, command line, and starting directory. Starting directory means whenever you will open the instance for your PowerShell, it will take the default directory on its own. At the moment, this is the default directory, or in case if you want to change it, just click on this browse button and go to any directory as per your liking. And from the next moment on, it will take your selected directory as the default one. And just like your starting direct, you can also do some other customization. For example, here you can have icons in your Windows Terminal. I'll show you how you can install and have different icons in your Windows Terminal with another way. Other than that, here we have an option that will allow us to run our Windows PowerShell as administrator every time. So just enable this option and you are good to go. And here we have a section as appearance. Just open this one. This contains everything related to the appearance of your Windows terminal. Just scroll down and here we have an option that says background image. Just click on it and what I'll do, I'll have a background image onto my Windows PowerShell. Remember, we are doing this setting for Windows PowerShell as we have selected Windows PowerShell as profile. For command prompt, you have to select command prompt and then you'll be able to tweak it as per your liking. Now I'll just click on browse button. And now I'll go to the directory where I have my image. I'll go to my saved pictures and here I have my image. So just double click on it and we have successfully selected an image for the background of our Windows PowerShell. Just scroll down and you will have more options related to your background image. For example, you can go for stretch mode, background image alignment, and here we have the opacity. And now if I just click on this save button, you will see a background image will be applied onto my PowerShell. This is how it looks like now. At the moment, the opacity is very high. Let's go back, scroll down, and under the background image, here we have opacity option. Just decrease the value as per your liking, click on this save button, and now you see we have decreased opacity and it looks much better. And not only that, it will also allow us to have our command more visible onto our PowerShell. So we are done with the background image and here we have some of the options in terms of the text. Then we have cursor, text formatting, and many other things. I'll just close this one and now I want to show you that how you can have different icons into your Windows terminal or basically PowerShell at this particular moment. So first of all, we need to make sure that we open our PowerShell as administrator. So for that, I'll open a new instance of Windows PowerShell. And here it is asking us if we want to open this as administrator. Yes, I do want to. And that is why it has opened a new instance for us. In that, I'll use some of the command and I'll put those command in the description of this video so that you can follow those. This is the first command and it will install some of the terminal icons from this repository that is called as PS Gallery. Hit enter. It will take a little bit of time. We are done and now we need to import these icons into our PowerShell. So I'll paste the command in here and now I'll hit enter. And you need to make sure that you run your PowerShell as an administrator because these commands need administrative privileges. And in case if you get into any error while importing these directories or installing these icons, it might be because of the execution policy. At this particular moment in my system, my execution policy is remote signed. And in your case, it might be restricted. So you have to make sure that you set your execution policy to remote sign. How can you do that? I'll show you that as well. Just paste this command and it will set your execution policy to remote sign and you will be able to import these icons into your system. Now let me clear my terminal and now if I write here ls and now you can see we have different colors and different icons available for different directories and for different stuff into our Windows terminal in Windows 10. So that is how you can do these different changes into your Windows terminal. And that brings me to the end of this particular video. I hope now that you have an idea that how you can make these changes or how you can have your customized settings in terms of Windows terminal into your Windows 10. If that is the case, do leave a like, subscribe and press the bell icon. And if you have anything to ask, do leave a comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Till the next video, take care.